But I think the starting point was really the home brewers contest, because this is where you get your beers out, where you go into a small contest and you try different beers, and when you start to see that your beers are good, are appreciated from people, and you get nice reviews and nice people coming in.
Yeah, because otherwise you never know. You know, if it's your friends or family, of course they're going to say it's
they
good.
always say
so you never really know.
It's like your mom thinks you're cute. It's the same thing. So.
Right. Are you a brewhead? I'm a brewhead. Are you a brewhead? I'm a brewhead. Y'all are brewheads? Yeah, we brewheads. So pour a glass of craft beer, we can do this. Yeah.
What's good, y'all? This is C Certified Brewhead. Welcome to episode 103 of Beer Night, the podcast. Today we are here. This is the VIP area, apparently. So we're feeling pretty good. We're at the Artisanal. Once again, huge shout out to Don, Tony, and Megan for letting us use their space. This is a brand new craft beer bar on the corner of Crezet and Maisonneuve, downtown Montreal. I'm here with Yann and Etienne from Microbrasserie Vox Populi. Gentlemen, thank you for hanging out. Really appreciate it.
It's a pleasure.
You guys good?
Yeah, very good.
Nice day?
Yeah.
Do a bit of drinking?
Yeah,
why not?
Why not?
That's why we're here.
Which one would you like to start with? I assume
Well, we can try with the sure.
So while we're while we're doing that, you guys want to talk about your beer stories? Like, how did you guys get into beer? How did it all start?
I guess it's like most people that have microbreweries. So I started to brew at home. Basically,
thank you. You're welcome.
I started to brew. So of course, it was a hobby, of course, and a passion. So just brewing beer was something I enjoyed doing.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I instead of working in like in a microbrewery or something like that, so that's all right. So, when I started to work after school, I realized that, I enjoyed what I was doing, but not as much as brewing. So that's when I decided to, that this hobby becomes, a job, basically.
Right.
So that's how I started, and I started by homebrewing and enjoyed a lot. My goal was to work and that it wouldn't feel like working. So that was my main goal. So that's why I decided to
keep moving into beer.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. Let's just get into this beer.
Yeah,
cheers,
sure.
guys.
Cheers.
Hell yeah. So Aloha Session New England IPA with coconut.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Smells like a New England. Hell yeah. Yeah, the coconut's nice and subtle in there.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. So another stupid thing, when I do like the beer review things, I guess you might have seen on Facebook or whatever, so I'm going to be taking the photos as we go.
Okay,
if that's
sure.
okay with you.
Of course.
No problem.
There we go. Bam. All right. So how did you take the home brewing to the next level, and how did that progress? Did you work at a brewery or anything like that?
With small steps, this is at first when I started home brewing, I didn't want to start a brewery because I wanted to enjoy and the way it was, not just home brewing and
no pressure,
no stress. But as time progressed, I realized that it would be the contrary. Not doing this as a job would be more difficult because I know that I would had that idea in my mind always.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I decided, even though I know it's going to be stressful, and because any business is, whether it's beer or anything else, it's always stressful. No
matter how drunk you are.
Yeah, exactly. So like I said, small steps, because I didn't work in a brewery. So we started by, we wanted to open a brewery, but when the opportunity came, when Schlag, before it opened, we knew that there was a project coming up like that. So So it was an opportunity to have our beers out there before we have our brewery. So we of course we wanted to have that opportunity, but we didn't know it was going to be like that, and we had a lot of success with our beers. So
but I think the starting point was really the home brewers contest, because this is where you get your beers out, where you go into a small contest and you try different beers, and when you start to see that your beers are good, are appreciated from people, and you get nice reviews and nice people coming in.
Yeah, because otherwise you never know. If it's your friends or family, of course they're going to say it's
they
good.
always say
so you never really
good.
know.
It's like your mom thinks you're cute. it's the same thing. So.
Right.
Yeah, of course, this is like encouragement to pursue. To go to make sure that you're on the right path, and the beers are appreciated by people that don't know you. So you'll have honest response and reviews. So
and this is where we started working together mostly, because we were friends before, and he brought me into these contests, but because they're contests, but it's fun. It's not just like, hey, rate my beer and that's it. It's you get there's a barbecue.
It's kind of a party.
It's an event. Yeah, it's a party. So he brought me to that party just to have fun the first time.
So you weren't a brewer?
No, I'm still not.
Right.
No, I don't brew. Actually, this is where, like I said, this is where we started, because the first time we had fun, and then the next year I said, you know what, we should have labels, we should have a visual and have that thing, and I was
all for fun, at first.
Okay.
It was for fun, and so I started doing labels for our beers, and we had T-shirts, and we all the things around the beer. Yeah,
that's sick. So you were just already a beer drinker prior to that? Like you were into beer and stuff?
A bit, yeah, but not that much
crazy.
Actually. It was at the beginning mostly.
So then when you brought him to the home brew, like, hey, just come check it out.
Yeah.
Drink some stuff. You're like, oh my god, like all these different styles, and like probably like a lot of us as we get into beer, like what the fuck, like where did all this stuff come from?
Yeah. It's a whole world to be discovered.
So you're a designer then, would you say?
I not by profession actually.
No?
I just make. I started making it because I love it, and I do like Photoshops and illustrators, and so I started making at first labels where I printed them, and I
cut them out.
Everything was homemade, and the more it progresses, the more we had like more commercial things.
Right, and you still design everything today?
Yeah.
Damn, bro! Like you can't not call yourself a designer doing stuff like that. Like I've used Photoshop.
Yeah,
it's not that simple.
It came out great.
This is really, really nice.
Yeah, it's very flashy and very
perfect. Like nice way to wrap up summer as well. I'm sure you'd be happy drinking this in December. I need to taste the summer. Okay, that's it. So which was the homebrew club? Because I know there's a bunch. There's the Montrealers. I think that's like the Anglo one though. And there's another one. Or they just sort of more less organized?
At the beginning, there was a website called BAOS Populi, which is, there were beers labeled to that name. But that was a website where, there was people exchanging about beer subject, whether it was for brewing or anything related to beers.
Right.
So that was before everything. Like
it was a long time ago.
10 years ago, maybe.
Yeah, more than that.
Forums were more popular. Yeah.
I remember early 2000s probably.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, but I wouldn't call it like you said,
like a club.
A club, yeah.
Informal gatherings where
more like that. Yeah.
But they had contests.
No,
that was like the early days.
The contest was like unofficially a contest, so it's just a big party.
Yeah,
and
and it was more just like people. There was the feedback of the people, not like best IPA or whatever.
No, there was people took notes and gave points. With their, let's say there were three best beers of the night. By which one was the first, second, and they had points, and at the end you had a winner. But it wasn't like it wasn't taking that seriously. I mean, and that's good. I mean, it's different. It's not like people were taking notes with every sip. It's a bit different. So
more like casual.
Yeah, more casual. Yeah.
Right. This is like before Untapped and like all this type of stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
So
At that time, there was only like Great Beer and Beer Advocate.
those are the
basically.
two things.
Yeah.
Okay. People always used to say like, "Do you do Beer Advocate or whatever?" So I guess like it's the people going on there and writing those full serious reviews and stuff.
Yeah, and that's okay too.
I mean, yeah, they're good on you. It's just like Jesus. Like I do. It's annoying enough to do this. Imagine having to do that. And I'd still do Untapped. Like
Yeah, I think people that does that
it's a lot of
enjoys
work.
it. Yeah, probably.
I guess that would be the only place they would probably do it. So
Yeah.
I guess it makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, sick. So you're doing well. You're brewing. You're making the designs. So I always forget. It's not only a video, we're on podcast. I always people always remind me Etienne is the brewer and Yann is the designer. I keep gesturing like they can see. So you've started to hand cut out labels. Everything's going good. At what point does it? I guess you met the guys from Assemblage. You met David and sorry, I didn't meet his partner.
Julien.
Julien.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We've met them a couple months before because a couple months before they opened the brewery, Assemblage. We had a conversation with them and they just accepted to brew our beers at their facility.
Right, it's
basically
straightforward.
Yeah, kind of, because I had done a lot of beer contests, so there was kind of a credibility there, but
right, so people knew you and you already had a bit of a following from the from
and
the
also I had a couple of beers that was on the market or were on the market before we brewed at Assemblage. We had a couple of beers made with Dunham,
like collabs.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, and one was just under the name Vox Populi. So
that was the name of the beer.
No, I mean that was the name,
collab.
of the future brewery. So
because of Labac. The first one was it? No?
Yeah, but Labac was one of them. There was Anna Frost, which was the Anna. Yeah,
okay.
This one was after. Because it's so this was this was the Anna, but made with Simcoe. Anna is made with Citra.
Okay.
So basically, was that
was a slight variant.
Yeah. So and we had, it came out in big bottles like that.
Okay.
So so we had a couple of beers on the market. So
the first one being the Tasmanian berry pepper. I don't know what they call it.
Because of the first contest.
It's a peppery berry.
Fruity peppery berry.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's kind of they dry it out kind of like peppers, but it's a berry technically. So.
Is it from Australia?
Is it? I think it is from Tasmania.
Okay, sick. Where did the name come from, by the way? Just to quickly.
Vox Populi?
Yeah. Popular voice, is that the translation?
Yeah, voice of the people.
Voice of the people.
A couple of years back, I made a beer called Vox Populi.
Okay.
Because I on my Facebook page, because before Vox Populi was another name, and I had made a survey to see what kind of beer should I brew. So I was asking I had maybe at that time 200 people on that page, so that's not much. But and one style came out, so I brewed that style, and so the reason I chose that name, well, basically because I used that name for a beer, and I think it represented something for me, Vox Populi. So as a brewer, I always enjoy when I brew a beer that people enjoy. So more than I just enjoy myself, So I don't brew just for me, just I like it, so I brew this beer.
Right.
So so for me that was it just made sense to brew beers that people enjoy. I think that's the whole purpose of brewing beer. For me, that's the whole purpose.
Definitely.
So so that's where the name came out. So
that ties into the fact that you have so many the people choose which hops next and stuff like that.
Exactly.
So it's a real strong theme in the company.
So customers can take part in what we do. So it's it makes sense.
Love it. That's really smart. So then you worked with Dunham, you met the guys, and you were like, let's take this further. Let's contract out of
and in the meantime, we were working on opening our own brewery.
Okay.
And it's not always easy because we were looking for the right space, for the right place to brew. And sometimes, we looked for that for almost 3 years.
That was the initial plan. Actually.
Yeah, that was
So actually
so
straight. To
while looking for places to brew and a nice
like a space. For
a
you
nice
guys
space
open.
to brew, we stumbled upon a schlag and the deal got made like during we were looking for so it wasn't in the initial plan,
Right.
but when you get a
cool
chance,
like I said,
Yeah.
it's an opportunity that we had, so of course
And it made sense at
Made
the time.
sense,
yeah, of course.
Because I guess no one goes into brewing beer wanting to be a contract brewer. Like it's, you always kind of want your own space, I guess. For the
I don't know.
most part.
I guess maybe some people that's the only thing they want to do. I don't know.
mean,
But
yeah, I
that
guess
was
it's a
not
lot
the
of work.
yeah. But so we were looking for a place to start our brewery before the contract.
Right.
So
Okay.
yeah.
And I guess it's clearly it worked out extra well. 'Cause
Yeah.
It probably took a bit of a turn you didn't expect.
Yeah.
We spoke with, I think it was episode 98. This is 103. It's about 5 episodes ago. We hung out with David and Gabriel.
Yeah.
And they spoke about it as well. And it was like, so you now are a part of the Glutenberg
Yep.
group, which is pretty sick. That means
Yep.
like, how do you feel about that? How did that come about?
Again, I think it's it makes a lot of sense because since we started brewing at Ashlag, we never kept with demand. So and by becoming part of the group, well, of course, we have now more brewing capacity.
Yeah.
So and I don't think, but I'm sure we wouldn't have that same capacity if we weren't with the group now.
Right.
So and also, we kind of don't have to look for a brewery anymore, a place to start a brewery, because
Now
it's part of it. So
yeah. Does that mean you get, like, you're actually going to have specific sort of space that's yours, maybe a little larger within Ashlag, or how's it going to work?
no, it's just
Still
about
the same?
brewing capacity. How many brews, or in terms of quantity can we have each month or each year. So so basically, it's pretty much like that. It works.
That's sick. How was the response to that? Because I know that any brewery buyout or whatever, or merge or whatever you want to call it, this is different because it's all completely independent, and it's just some independents teaming up with other independents to make it bigger.
Yeah,
which is just smart business.
Well, the response was good. I didn't see a lot of negative
negativity?
comments,
No,
and
none of that.
maybe a little bit of confusion. Like people weren't too sure.
Well, they were asking more if it was was it a sale or if like a merge.
What would you call
Well,
it?
it's completely a merge because we're the co-founders and we just merged to the group. So we haven't sell anything.
Right.
So
You still own the company, and
no, we
you probably shareholders
we're
in the
part of
group.
the
that's
we're
it.
part of the group now.
so now you actually have probably a share in the other 3 businesses.
Yeah, that's
which
it.
is
Yeah.
Glutenberg,
That's it.
Transbrew, and Ashlag
This
itself.
is why
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
more of a merge than a
cool.
than
Yeah.
a Vibe.
So-
So now you have like a stake in like probably arguably the best gluten-free brewery on the planet.
Yeah, you could say
As
that.
well as
Sounds
they're
good.
amazing. Like they are, like, honestly, like objectively fantastic beers. Like I really like them, and I'm not gluten-free at all, clearly. And of course, like the Ashlag, what they're doing there is a genius business model, plus the distillery
Yeah.
side of things. And then Transbrew is such a great company that built that up, and now they're distributing for so many different breweries and stuff.
Yeah.
It's
And also
sick.
the group, I think we had the same mindset, so it's really a good merge.
Cool, man.
So
Good on you.
yeah,
It's really good. I noticed that glasses are empty. Sorry to change that. What would you like to do next?
let's go with the Kettle
Margarita?
sour. Yeah.
Okay. Pop that over there. Okay, cool. So that's been probably the most recent development
Yeah.
in everything. So I guess I kind of skipped ahead to the Glutenberg part, but from when you started with Ashlag to with like one beer with the double fruit punch, and then to get to the point, 2 years later was it?
Yeah. Oh no, that's
Yeah.
all right.
No?
Oh yeah.
Sure?
Yeah.
I need the whole thing. I need to get greedy here. Yeah. No anymore? Yeah, I think so. Come on.
Come on.
It's what day is it? Thursday? It's lunch.
Thursday
It's
fun day.
Yeah. Thursday fun day. There you go. It rhymes. Yeah, this is fantastic. This is the 3% kettle
3%,
sour
yeah.
margarita with lime and salt.
Salt. Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah. Cheers, fellas. Oh, so good. I don't need to take a photo of this one. I've already done this one. Damn it, I should have saved it. Yeah, so that gap, what did that look like? So from going from, from say like, maybe your first Mondial and you're pouring that first beer. 'Cause I remember Pierre, who's
Yeah.
the brewer now at Harakana, he was working there. So he was telling me about you guys. When I first met him, he was like, oh, you need to try this stuff. He took me over. I don't know if I met you guys that day, but I remember he took me over to the booth specifically
Okay.
to make sure I tried it. And then now
At the Mondial, right?
At Mondial. I think it was 2016.
2016,
That
yeah.
sounds right, yeah?
First
Yeah.
one, yeah.
And they had there was like maybe an Arschlag stand.
Yeah, that's it. We were in the Assemblage stand,
Yeah.
and we only had this one.
Yeah,
This
that was the
beer.
only one. But he was like, I remember like multiple people specifically told me about it. Maybe it was Judith when she was there as well, like Glutenberg.
Yeah.
But Pierre was telling me. So I remember this like, and I swear I heard about it from other people. So there seemed to be some hype, and clearly you generated some pretty good hype
Yeah.
leading up to it with the small elements. I don't know how many homebrewers do it, but with the t-shirts and the labels and all that
Yeah,
type
because
of stuff.
it existed before the double fruit punch in the home
Homebrew
brewing
world.
version,
Yeah.
and people knew about it. Not a lot of people, but a small fan base of people knew about it that followed us on the page, and I think it kind of helped the recognition.
Also, at the
100%.
beginning, people before we started brewing at Assemblage, we had our first 3 cans.
Okay.
People voted for the brand, so we presented like 3 different branding.
Oh, wow.
And people,
Yeah.
so I think
Sick.
that helped, get people get to know us by that, so because they were involved in the process of our first cans, the branding. So I think that helped. When we started, people were waiting for that. So
Right, so you had like a jump start,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah.
But your own, like, you put yourself there.
yeah,
So then you already had this bit of a demand, and I guess
Yeah.
like from 2016 until now, when was the merge? It was earlier this year, right? A few months ago?
June.
June, oh wow,
first,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, it's a couple months ago.
Yeah.
What changed quickly in those last those couple of years? Like, how did that go for you guys? Like, what did that look like? How did that demand change? Did you see, like, I guess the growth was quite fast for
Yeah.
them to want to merge with you guys, because they could have chosen any of the breweries under there, like Assemblage
Yeah.
brewing out of there, like, it was you guys.
Yeah.
So that speaks volumes about your brand,
Yeah.
the value that it has in the marketplace.
Yeah.
Like, how you said you haven't been able to keep up with
demand, yeah.
for the most part.
Yeah, we were always, we of course we couldn't brew everything that we wanted to because they were at full capacity at Assemblage. So whenever there was a space available to brew, we took it. But of course, it wasn't enough.
Right.
So it's hard to say because at first we were always stopped by that that because we had a limited quantity of beer that we could brew.
Okay.
So but the demand was there. So well, what changed in 2 years? It's hard to say. Always more work.
Yeah. Like a consistent growth.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
kept seeing the
Yeah.
accounts asking for more. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
And Assemblage are growing too as well.
Yeah.
So
Right.
to accommodate everybody that brews there. So it's going on like again in the next few years. It's going to be bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah, when we did the Glutenberg one, we did it in that hallway between the 2 breweries. Now, like, sure, probably end of this year, next year, there'll be fermenters all up in here.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, every
space.
in that space, every time someone goes out, they take the space.
Like that, bam, next one.
Yeah.
He said there was like there's another couple of businesses in there that hopefully they can convince to move out. So they can just
Yeah.
take that whole area.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty sick.
Yeah.
I mean,
It means
it's
that
exciting.
it goes well. It's going
Yeah,
well.
right?
It's expanding.
Yeah. And so now that like you've grown by yourselves essentially, did you use Transbrew and stuff? I assume.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So they
Yeah,
were
from
sort of
the
helping
beginning.
you. You were working with them from the start.
Yeah.
With distribution, since they already had it there. Well,
Yeah.
it's a no-brainer, right?
Yeah,
They're right
exactly.
there. And now you're at this point. Like, where do you see it going? Like, do you have goals, or is it kind of just see what happens? Like, how does that look like?
Well, yeah.
New products and different products and going bigger and going further maybe, like because we are a lot in the Montreal region, but we have to get further and more point of sales, more bars.
Yep.
So always, yeah. So expand, in the province of Quebec first.
Okay.
We already have, beers couple of places. Well, we have about at least 300 sales points.
Nice.
So, but of course, we can have more in Quebec. And after that, we want to,
Rest of Canada.
bring our beers, to the rest of Canada.
Nice.
So that would be, I think, next step.
Okay.
And after that, maybe the world.
Then the world, why not? Boys, thank you so much for
sure.
hanging out.
Thanks,
Really appreciate
thanks
it.
to you. Thanks
Pleasure
for having us.
Where can we find you guys online?
Mostly Facebook. If anyone has a question, we answer pretty fast. Emails. We're also on Twitter and Instagram.
Yes, it's all Microbrasserie, Vox Populi, pretty much, right?
Yeah.
Except Twitter's probably something different.
Sorry?
Twitter's probably like...
Oh, Twitter. It's I looked at it like a week ago, and
Just look.
I know,
What is
just-
it? Slash something?
Yeah,
It's like at. It's probably like
Oh.
yeah.
Vox Populi
But
beer or like...
it's easy to find. It just type.
Search it. There's not that many.
Yeah, exactly.
Or go to the website.
Yeah, go to the
website.
website. All the links are there to every social media.
Perfect. Appreciate it, guys. Guys, if you enjoyed the episode, mate, smash the thumbs up. Hit thank you. Hit subscribe below and hit the notification bell ding so you know when the new joints drop. And follow us on social media at BAOS Podcast. And check out the long form audio so you can hear very extremely attractive gentlemen like this who are additionally team lactose talk about beer. Follow us on Spotify. Now we're up there. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts and wherever else you get your talkie media. That is it, y'all. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next We'll see you in the next episode. Get in ya.
Cheers.
Cheers.